Fresh water isn't something we take for granted while living in our RV, especially while boondocking. Making sure to sanitize your RV water tank is one of the most crucial items of any RV maintenance routine. A clean RV water tank ensures that you'll always have fresh tasting water to drink, cook with, bathe with, and even do your dishes. Unfortunately, most RVers don't get around to cleaning their water tanks until their water starts tasting strange or has a foul odor. At this point, it's more of an emergency than a routine maintenance task. Luckily, there's several different sanitation processes that are easy, and it only needs to be done once or twice a year. So if you're not familiar with how to sanitize your RV freshwater tank, join me today on Maintenance Monday.
It must be Maintenance Monday. Woo! Let's get to work.
RV freshwater tanks occasionally need to be cleaned and disinfected. After filling from various water sources during your travels and letting your tanks sit for storage, freshwater tanks can grow and house bacteria, mold, mildew, and potentially other pathogens. Even if you have a thorough RV water filtration system, you'll want to perform periodic sanitations of your water tanks and line. This way, you know the water coming out of your faucets is safe. The good news is you don't need any specialty items to sanitize your RV freshwater tank. All you need is a large pitcher or bucket, a measuring cup, and a gallon of plain liquid bleach. You're not going to want to use any bleach with fragrances or other special ingredients. Most experts recommend that you sanitize your RV water tanks at least once or twice a year. But if it has a strange smell or taste, you're going to want to do it right away. For today's application, we're going to need about 1 ounce of bleach for every 8 gallons of water in your freshwater tank, or about a quarter cup of bleach for 16 gallons of water. So to determine how many ounces of bleach you'll need for your freshwater tank, you're going to divide the total amount of fresh water by 8. Our tank holds about 40 gallons of fresh water, so we'll need about 5 ounces of bleach, or just over a half a cup. We're going to take our 5 ounces of bleach and first dilute it into 1 gallon of water before adding it to our freshwater tank. We never want to add bleach directly into our freshwater tank because it can ruin our gaskets, seals, and even some of the plumbing. Okay, now we're going to break this down into 7 easy steps. Step number 1. First, we're going to turn off the water heater. If the water in your water heater is hot, we're going to let that cool down. And we're going to drain all the fresh water from our RV. We never want our water heater to be on while we're sanitizing. It can ruin it. Once all the water has been drained from our hot water and our fresh water, we next want to, number 2, bypass our water heater and any onboard water filtration system that you may have. This is as simple as closing the valves that keeps the water from flowing into the heater or the filtration system. All RVs should have this bypass. If you don't know where yours is, refer to your RV manual. If you also happen to have an ice maker in your freezer, you're going to want to shut this off at this point in time. Step number 3. We are now going to add that diluted bleach water to our fresh water tank. This is probably easiest using a funnel. We want to make sure that our freshwater tank has between 1/3 and half its capacity with water. For example, we have a 40-gallon water tank. We're going to want to make sure we have between 15 and 20 gallons of water already in our freshwater tank before adding the diluted bleach water mixture. Step number 4. We're now going to continue filling our freshwater tank with more fresh water until it's full. We want to make sure the tank is completely full so the bleach water solution can get to any nooks and crannies within your water tank or lines. Step number 5. We're going to open each faucet one at a time and let that water run through the system until we smell bleach. Then you can turn it off. If you're sensitive to the smell of bleach, you're going to want to have a window or a door open at this time. Step number 6. We're going to let that sanitizing mixture sit within all of our lines and our water tank for several hours. It's recommended anywhere from 5 to 24 hours with bleach. You'd never want to go over 24 hours. It's much too long for your RV's system. The ideal length of time is about 12 hours, and if possible, it's best to do this before a long drive. If you're between campsites or if you have the ability to drive down a long, winding road, to slosh that dilution mixture in your tank and try and get all the nooks and crannies and work itself around in all your lines. Step number 7. We are now going to drain our freshwater tanks and flush our system with fresh water. Now, you never want to dump bleach directly on the ground. This is best if you're at a campsite and you can put it into the septic or if you can gather it into a bucket and dispose of it properly, this can kill grass, vegetation, and whatever's beneath you. You don't want that bleach in the environment. So we're gonna once again drain all of our fresh water. We're going to refill our tank with fresh water. It may take several times. You wanna flush out all of your lines again to make sure there's no bleach water in the lines. Let each faucet run until you no longer smell bleach. Once you no longer smell bleach, you can once again turn back on your water heater, your ice maker, your water filtration system, and have everything back into normal operation. As I stated earlier, there are other ways to sanitize your freshwater tanks. You could use a vinegar solution, which is a 50-50 dilution, which you would follow the same process as we just went through with the bleach water, the same 7 steps, except you would be using the 50-50 vinegar dilution. And it would only need to sit for 3 to 4 hours versus the 5 to 12 hours. And then you'd want to flush it with a baking soda dilution as well to get rid of that vinegar smell that may remain in your line. The baking soda cleanse is going to be either 240 grams per gallon of water or 8 ounces of baking soda per gallon of water. And you would just run that through your lines until the water runs clear. And that should get rid of that vinegar smell that might be left behind. There is also a more environmentally friendly option, which would be using an RV freshwater tank sanitizer that you can find at like a Camping World or another RV store. Now, this is usually only a cleanser, not an actual sanitizer, unless you get an all-in-one sanitizer kit. You're gonna wanna make sure that that is approved by your RV manufacturer and that you follow the instructions on the back of those bottles. All right, now that you know how easy it is to sanitize your water tanks, you should add that to your RV routine maintenance schedule. Only needs to be done after winterizing. If your RV has sat for 3 months or more, we do ours twice a year when we live in it full time, just to make sure that we have fresh, clean, safe drinking water in our RV. See you next month on Maintenance Monday.
Do your research, do your homework, make sure you're doing it right yourself. Hey, let me tell you about Travel Tuesdays. If you enjoyed this stuff, Tuesdays, every single week, we release a video of all the wonderful places that we go. So check them out. They're right here. Yeah, right there. Over there. Somewhere around here. That's the one.